So, lesson 2, risk management and assessment. You're going to notice throughout this masterclass that we often refer to the 5 steps of risk assessment: identifying the risk factors, who can be harmed and how, evaluating risks, recording your findings, monitoring and reviewing your assessments. But before we do that, let's look at types of risk assessments. So in our practice, we often have a number of assessments that we refer to. And I will be using the term risk-benefit assessments and just risk assessments interchangeably. And as I said, I want you to leave understanding that we're legally obliged to do risk assessments. We're not legally obliged to do benefits. However, I think it's great practice. So one of the things we're going to look at in part 1 is really site risk assessments. So this is really important because this is where we're going to be doing our work. And part of actually ending up at a risk assessment is to think about appraising a site, and we'll be doing that shortly. The other thing we need to think about is activity risk assessments. So these are a record of risks associated with the actual task or experience that we're introducing into this learning environment. Next is generic risk assessments. And this is actually very, very similar to activity risk assessments, except we're clustering together all the hazards associated with a particular theme, for example, tools. So instead of splitting it into activities and the tools we might use, we take a generic approach, a general approach, and look at all the risks that might be associated with a particular area, like tools or playing in nature or wild food, for example.